It's time for some FACEIT League. We've got some Master Division action here for you tonight. We have Amplify taking on Regen. Very excited to get into this match. We'll start by taking a quick look at the standings. Shout out Omolga for the follow there just before we went live. Thank you very much. Thank you. Omolga, one of the new players from Amplify, one of the two imports bringing into that Amplify roster. We'll take a look at that here shortly. First, we don't need the EMEA Master. We're done with that for today. Let's take a look at our standings here. You know, we've had one game played. Regen able to take theirs. Amplify losing their debut. Actually being their debut in FACEIT League Master Division. Which, I mean, they're the only team to jump from expert into OWCS, right? So Amplify get third place in playoffs there for right at the end of 2024, and then have that amazing run through OWCS qualifiers in early January 15th to be specific. So they're able to jump right in and skip a stage. They're the only team, and probably will be the only team for a while, to actually 100% skip Master Division altogether and go into OWCS. I mean, they struggled a little bit. You know, there's going to be growing pains when you make that big a leap. You know, I mean, you grew a foot in a small set of time. You know, your clothes just didn't quite fit anymore, right? Kind of had to figure some things out. It was a rough stage one. It was a rough 0-7 stage one for Amplify. But they have continued to build around their core. They have brought in a couple new players, as I kind of alluded to earlier with Omolga, you know, giving us that follow at the top of the stream. One of those new players coming in, and are here to kind of, you know, sharpen their teeth in Master Division and make their debut in Master Division, circa OWCS. But what a story, right? What a story. Unfortunately, they do lose their opener Tanuki there on Tuesday. It's Sunjun coming in tank role, and Moga coming in the main support role, and both of which are from South Korea. So figuring out comps could definitely be an issue. Now, I imagine I don't know how good the English is, but I imagine it has to be pretty good to have even gotten past trials, right? Comms couldn't have been a total failure in trials, otherwise the team just wouldn't work. So I mean, they may just be completely fluent in English. It may not be an issue at all. But even if that is the case, even if language isn't a barrier, there's still just player styles and getting used to each other as a team and working out that kind of stuff that's still going to be a factor, even if language is 100% not an issue. You do have a couple of familiar faces returning alongside the newcomers in Omolga and Sunjun. You know, Gap and Winter and Crazy Cat were our returners here. I think Winter's 100% OWCS quality hit scan. Still hold by that, and still always excited to watch Winter play. My power rankings for NA, I have Amplify pretty high up. I believe I have Amplify at 2 or 3. But the reason I have them ranked so high is largely backed on the strength of Winter. And I think that hit scans are going to be a powerhouse. I think the strength of your hit scan can really carry you in the upcoming meta, with Freya being as strong as it is. I mean, getting a little bit of a nerf, but not a whole lot, right? This is a nasty squad you've got on the other side. The Regen was in Season 4 of Avidity Ice. This is a team that was on a lot of people's lips when asked about upcoming teams to be keeping an eye on. This squad was brought up on more than one occasion. I'm excited to see them here in Season 5. I think they're only going to get stronger. They had an 8-7 run, just barely missing out on playoffs, despite some really, really good wins. Yeah, it had an opening win over Extinction. Dreamland was Extinction in Season 4. They were one of the only teams outside of Supernova to beat Extinction. I think they were the only team outside of Supernova to beat Extinction. This team has some real high highs. You see Juice in chat. Juice is a beast. Juice is an absolute beast there in the hit scale role. I think this is going to be a good matchup. This is going to be a damn good matchup. I'm excited to see Amplify really cut their teeth here in Master Division against, you know, some of these, I mean, what are very hungry, hot next up squads that would give their left arm for, you know, a shot at OWCS. So also, fun fact, Omolga played Chinese Contenders on a team called Tidal Gaming, and I cast Tidal Gaming in 2022. I cast Chinese Contenders. for that same time period that Emolga was playing for that squad. So I have actually cast Emolga for, for Chinese Contenders Run It Back 2022. So, wild. Just kind of, a wild circle of events. So just a little fun factor. Oasis picked here from Amplify. But also, we get the return of Regen, kind of speaking of contenders. Regen returning to Overwatch for the first time in a long time. This is a legacy org from Overwatch Path to Pro in North America. And it's really, really cool to see them kind of getting back involved in Overwatch and kind of just to see that name back in the scene. Gives me a lot of hope. And kind of scratches some nostalgia feels, but also it feels like our T2 scene is really kind of starting to find its rhythm. We're really kind of getting into our lane here. It was a Geno Bam there from Amplify. A great match lineup for tonight. I'm so happy y'all are here. I can't wait to get into this one. Let's go. What was that band? It looks like a Hazard band. And from Regen. Let's get into map 1. Dude, I love how perfect the blue region matches the blue icons in Overwatch. Please stay on the blue side all night long. That just scratches an itch in such a perfect way. Look at, they had to do that on purpose, right? That's amazing. Anyway, speaking of, let's focus in on what really matters here. Gap is in, by the way, so we are not getting Sunjun here to start. Amadou is also, or Mobutu is also one of the newcomers here we are seeing. New DPS added. Is Foe no longer with the squad. And it's actually Winter pulling out the interesting here, because, traditionally we have seen Winter in the hit scan role. But it is actually Yamato, I'm just going to call them Mobutu, since that's what we're seeing on screen. I don't know if that intention is just an alt account or an actual name change. So I'm going to stick with what I say on screen. But it's interesting to me that Mobutu is playing the Freya here, and Winter has pulled out the Genji, back to my original point. Alex is going to win out the duel. Cap has gone to Amplify here momentarily, but they are down in this fight. I think they're kind of stalling for time. Morgan jumps in, boop everybody back to protect Gap. Really nice play there out of the new flex support, or main support on the squad. Mobutu with a couple of good shots, puts the AST down. Doesn't look like the bolo landed. It was difficult to tell, but fight swings back into Amplify's favor with Winter coming up with 2 in the back of it. Amplify, hang on. Mr. Penguin, thank you for the follow. Icy Sniper with a Kitsune Rust. Just close to that first bolo. Gonna get the dart to land. Get Suzu out immediately. Crazy Cat, though, does have their own ultimate to respond with, and Molga's gonna throw in the sound barrier into the mix. Neptune able to land, get their second beat. See if it'll lead to a fight win with that later shielding. Oh, this is actually Winter's blade. I should be looking at. Alex gets taken down by the deflect. Cut through, but a Terror Surge from AST is gonna equalize. Staying up with a little help. Jab spin. Get the armor right back up. And just a couple seconds away from another Fortify. Orisa has all the tools they need just to kind of rotate cooldowns and hang on to this point. We should be seeing a flip here momentarily. Alex with Blade. Going over the wall, but gets destroyed by Mobutu. That's going to be 3 in the fight. Make it 4. And get the clean ace here. The kill on the Juice. Oh, can't quite lock it down. Gab has to come in with the finish. It's enough to take the map. Brilliant 4K. They're out of Mobutu there at the end. Yeah, you're not wrong, PDK.
Ready for battle.
Gap 100% at home on the manga. Congrats on that teleport. Alex has looped all the way around. In fact, both teams have just kind of rotated clockwise around the map thus far. Gap is going to circle back towards the opposite side, take control of hallway, and kind of trying to set up shop here on both sides of the objective. They're able to solidify and kind of converge down the middle. AST walking out into all of it. Juice gets popped. Excuse me, Winner gets popped by Juice, that is. Look at all of Amplify converged together. Juice just tosses in a couple of bolts from that back left corner. Great advantage in the first cap going over to Regen. Got running all alongside as soon as he used, try to protect Juice. And even low on health, Gap is able to come out on top. See, the Karnak is used in that endeavor, kind of keeping them hovering around half health. But Winner gets caught by that Vortex out of AST. AST looks like they're down below. It's nobody on the point. Everybody just skedaddles once the Kitsune Rush hits the objective. Still nice little dance in from Neptune. Kept the point in control here by Regen. And they're able to re-engage here. Oh, unfortunately for Neptune, they're still about 10% away from that sound barrier. ASD pops the Nemesis form to try to survive through this as we get yet another game invite. Now Neptune has the beat to throw down. Oh, and Regen, what a throw down. They're saying, please come play. I want to dance. Alex is able to find a partner there. Taking the lead with Winner and giving the +1 over to Regen. 70% and counting on the clock. Funny you mentioned Coach Woods, because that is one of the changes we've seen coming in. Been the coaching swap with both sides. You see Legola and Shaq kind of moving into more of an assistant coach role. As Arya was brought in as head coach, and whoo, looked like there was some good coaching involved in that fight. A swift retake, no old spin, really good positioning, great rundown, and amplifying control for the first time here on University. Oh, Bolo just clips the corner there out of Mobutu. ASD trying to keep their head on a swivel. As Gap comes in, cage them all down. Winner pulls out the blade. They're able to dash through, at least assisted a couple of kills. I know they didn't actually officially get the assist, but did the damage that was then, finished by Amolga and company.
I licked my wounds. Let's go.
But Gap dropping all the while. So Amplify kind of falling back to the objective itself. Regen do take their time on this retake. So an opportunity to hold choke if they want. The Amplify do choose to just fall back. We're knowing a Kitsune Rush inbound. I don't know, I like that play. Yeah, you don't give yourself anywhere to disengage to, but it's going to be a loop around from Gap, running right into the midst of that Kitsune Rush. Crazy Cat able to find Juice through all that, and Mogul with the sound barrier invested. Converge kind of works out. The little rope-a-dope out of Amplify. Kind of a net even here once the dust settled on the ultimates. There goes Alex giving chase to Gap. Mogul with some great peel. The entirety of Amplify just immediately show up in the hallway. Alex lucky to get out of that one in one piece. 95% on the board for Amplify. We're into a final fight scenario. Neptune with the sound barrier. Drops it on the top of the wall. I was a little worried there for a second. That was going to be a long fall. But it's a great beat. Perfectly timed. Oh, Gap just puts themselves in the hole. I don't think Winner's going to get... Oh, Winner actually got touch. It's not going to matter at the end, though. We're headed to round 3. City Center to decide who takes map 1.
Score 1-1. Ready for battle.
Appreciate everybody being here for this banger match. It was a 99-0 start for Regen. Amplify swinging all the way back to force a final 99-99 fight. But Neptune had that beat, had that late sound barrier. It was just perfect, and it was just what Regen needed. Beautifully placed, beautifully timed. We find ourselves in City Center, back in a net neutral 0-0 here, opening fight. With Gap going into a Diva. And we're seeing our first changes of the day. Winner also moving over into a Tracer. Alex doing the same. We've seen Alex on the Tracer, I believe, once already. Winner had been in the Genji the whole time. I'm second guessing myself. Is this for... whatever. Either way, they're both on Tracer now. All right, let's get a bird's eye. Where's our setup? Where's our setup? AST is like right in the thick of everything. Neptune going in here and help AST out, try to get them out of the danger zone. And it's actually, I mean, AST turns this thing into a danger zone for Amplify. Only one blue logo allowed on this point, apparently. Juice fighting 3 through that fight. I was clearly on the wrong paw. Sorry, Juice. I do love this Frey outfit, I will say. Skin, whatever. Gap did 100% go in the hole. Like, that was a hole in one. That was, you know, Kobe would be proud. Little double swift step up top. I love the double swift step. Looking at a 72% Kitsune rush. A little behind there of Icy Sniper. Could be a difficult drop down, especially with Mobutu already dead. Somehow they get caught early in this fight by a Ramatra of all things. Something must have gone wrong there from Mobutu. Good. Then Juice on this hero, by the way. Juice starting to really find the rhythm. I feel like every other kill is Juice over the past, like, 2 team fights. But this is going to be an explosive one. 10 ultimates online. Let's look at the attacker pop. How do Amplify going to want to approach this? Oh, they're going to answer the Kitsune rush immediately. Perhaps an opportunity to disengage. Oh, Alice gets caught! Amolga, I think, fortunately, did not hit the sound barrier. I heard Neptune's sound barrier and got real worried for a moment. But that pulse out of Alex is everything in that fight. And a 75% and counting lead here. And suddenly it's looking like some deja vu. All right, Gap likes the Ramatra idea. Trying to push left-hand side. Oh! And this Mobutu's ultimate. Gap's able to find Neptune through that. You don't even have to invest in Molga's sound barrier to get control of this point. So, an ideal scenario as far as that fight goes for Amplify. Molga even able to win out their duel over Alex there in the backline. Jicky up map 1. Appreciate the update, social. Took the words right out of my mouth, TDK. Oh, that's an AJ. Alex just destroyed a Mulga, trying to drop that ultimate in the middle of the vortex. Ill-advised, and Alex locks it in. This is gonna steal the map away. This is gonna steal the point, the everything. It's all coming up Regen. What a brilliant couple of fights out of Alex. The big stick to deny a Mulga a sound barrier in the previous fight, and then cancels the sound barrier when they needed it most. What a map, what an opener. That was honestly kind of textbook Chris theory, not gonna lie. Now, I'm not saying Regen's the better team. That will be the caveat of that. That's not what I mean. But just as far as dominant first map, super close second map, and then a dominant third map the other direction. Roden was taken. Thank you for the follow. Ooh. Ryan coming up aces in that map. I don't even have to look at stats to tell you Ryan was coming up aces in that map. Okay, WPG pick out of Amplify with a Roadhog ban. Clearly just a tank protect there. I believe it did say they were still starting us off on the attack. I get my wish of Regen staying in their matching colors. That is not us. Oh, does that mean I don't get my second one, though? Oh, that means I didn't get my second one. Okay, hold on. Oh, this could get problematic. All right, we got a Diva and a Curie ban. I'm guessing Regen banned Diva. Oh, no, Amplify actually banned the Diva. Okay. Amplify banned the Diva. I wasn't watching because I was trying to keep y'all, some gameplay up when I didn't want to just sit there and stare at a timer. But that looked like a fast Watchpoint Gibraltar. Looked like a fast Watchpoint Gibraltar. I wasn't expecting that map to go that quickly, y'all. That map typically takes a while. Let's go see what happened. Full hold from Regen as anticipated. Yeah, for a map to go that fast, it must have been a full hold. Okay. Oh, we're getting into Hollywood here from map 3. Sorry. I know all of the shenanigans kind of threw me off my rhythm here a little bit. I apologize, but we're in it. We're in it. Oh, we get Sunjun in. Okay, Sunjun in coming in, pick up the Winston. Welcome moves over into a flex support, and Crazy Cat goes into the brig. Interesting. So the swapping shenanigans continue here. I would say swapping shenanigans. That made it sound way less calculated than I think it is. But more changes that we're not used to seeing, or certainly I didn't expect here from Amplify as far as roles. Sinjin holding down Cafe. Alex has managed to find entrance here. Forces the Mulga off of the high ground. Catches an eye on a Lobo Vuto up top. Drop down into the thick of things, but all the Amplify are focused forward, picking up kills inside that Cafe. Ryan's efforts end up falling a little flat here as Amplify is able to find the kills before Ryan can get enough damage done. And we get a one and done out of Amplify. Quick little bounce back there after what it was apparently a rough map too. Back roof control. Ooh, force back. Mobutu gets taken right out of that ultimate. I think the bolo may have hit the ground, but not for very long. Xionjun got slept through all that as well, but jumps back to receive the nano. It's going to be a nano onto Neptune to try to fend off the powered up Winston. Winner and Juice finding kills through all this, but Juice's kill might be a lot more impactful with that pick onto the Yana. Xionjun might be able to work up to this Primal Rage if they want to stick around in this fight. Has an interesting decision to make here. He's going to go ahead and try to attack the high ground. Eventually force back down. Good peel out of Regen. We're able to hold bridge and kind of send AST down low. Alex trying to throw a pulse in as well. Xionjun does eventually pop the Primal Rage. Wolga has made it back into this fight. The rally out from Neptune won't last long. Primal won't get slapped, but not before 3 kills. Make it 4. Light up the feed in Amplify's favor. Juice does have the bolo shot to try to force their way back outside, but Crazy Cat's got to pull the trigger first. Amplify get aggressive, move into the film studio with that rally, and just force some trades. All of this with 1 player left on the point. We got a bolo out of Mobutu. Oh, trades. Gets the kill on Alex, but there's nobody left on point now. Alex finds the kill amidst being hit by the bolo shot. Here comes Winter and Xionjun back out onto the objective. Sleep dart, anti. I don't think anti landed. ASD gets the nano boost, or the nano primal. Trying to hunt down Crazy Cat, who's now into the Lucio. I don't know that I've ever seen a Crazy Cat Lucio. Alex has been outstanding with pulses all day long. He's going to go ahead and just leave the comfort and safety of the high ground as the anchor here onto the cart. Make sure Winter's not going to do anything cheeky. Yes, the sniper lands a double bio, but Mobutu has the nano boost and is able to find Neptune with it. Mobutu is Amado. And they recognize as Amado. And again, I don't know if this is like a brand change. Curly, they're popping off. Oh, they would have got that kill out of Neptune too. Or if it's just an alt account. So I'm just sticking with the name I see on screen. Damn it! Wrong pop. No trade this time. Mobutu continues their streak of terror, forcing AST to use their Nemesis form in desperation, but you saw all the red bolts just impaled on their chest. No escaping that amount of damage, particularly with Winter there to help clean it up. Xionjun stays on the front line. Right side rotation, high ground rotation from Ryan and Neptune. Oop! Xionjun just a little fake to move up to the high ground. Well, we're in a lot of trouble. Alex put a lot of damage down from that walkway of above, and really good recontest. I love the 2-3 approach. And Xionjun missing that jump really ends up being a bit of a misplay. You knew that flank up top could have been a problem, and it does in fact become a problem. Oop. ASD slept, stock, purple. A primal up in this hallway could be nasty business for Regen. Oh, get out of there now! Oasis sniper cannot get back to the sound barrier, but it has been traded back. 3v3 left on the point. Winter once again tipping the scales, as we thought she might throughout this series, rejoining with Xionjun to hunt down AST to side. Buck and a half left on the clock as the pole sails wide. AST is once again able to back out and survive despite being hunted down by multiple players. But the Primal Rage, ooh, has got Juice dancing, but they're able to somehow hot feet their way back into spawn. So is Neptune. Seonjun just looking frustrated as every target makes it back into their hiding hole just in the nick of time. Now an annihilation on the point. Alex able to pick up a kill, as is AST. And the Nano Rally, the raid boss, a Crazy Cat. I don't think it will be enough here. With a minute left to go, what do you do with no DPS? Seonjun takes to the high ground. But does not go far enough to escape the wrath of Neptune and AST. Actually, a great vortex to make it up to that high ground. I had faith in them all. I was trying to go to some Amogapov. I had faith in Amolga in that fight. Keeping out for Alex. Dropping it from above. Looks to get the pulse in. Lands it! Amolga got stuck in the vortex. And that is the audit down. That is the heals gone. It's just a brig left to try to hold this. 8 seconds remain. Seonjun cut down before they can even get close to this objective. As is winner, we will not get an OT fight.
Score 0-2. Switching sides. Initiating match.
There we go. Found the right color, button combination. Wait a minute, that wasn't right. That wasn't right.
Ready for battle.
No surprises compositionally. Actually, I say that. We do get the swap of Amolka now going into main support and Crazy Cat playing the Ana. So there is a slight surprise compositionally. I want to go double check. I believe Amolga known for their main support, though. Actually, I don't even have to double check. I know that for a fact. I remember seeing that in my research. Okay, hopefully our invites are offset now. That's the Dildog's Hive Mind Villains game. Hopefully they're offset and we can just kind of navigate safely through the rest of the series. Which, you know, Amplify hoping to extend to, you know, another map with this defense. They're able to trade, but it is not clean defensively. Winner is coming through Cafe. 50% picked up already from Regen. Winner with a dash through, kind of playing around with the mobility. Playing around with the brains of Regen. Looking to see, are they going to have reinforcements? Do they want to risk a touch? The answer is no.
Stop the payload.
Juice runs down to the Mini. Gives a wave to the Juno. IC Sniper's like, hey, I got more things to worry about than you right now. AST Sniper backing away. Neptune gets popped. Winner comes up with a host of kills through that one. Two very important ones. The support line falling to the pulse pistols of the very versatile star here. No has a mean Sojourn and a mean hint scan and has been showing us an outstanding Tracer Genji so far today. Almost gets the one clip on IC Sniper, trying to follow up with the melee recall used to avoid the damage from the stuck bolt of Juice. Lands the stick on to AST on their way out, but Juice does pop him in the back, not letting him get out in one piece. So Regen fight their way out of the point. now trying to fight for high ground. This Mobutu picks up Alex. Juice trying to respond with a bullet shot on their own, opting for a much larger target there in Sunjun. Trying to move up to pursue on this high ground. AST has already found their way up there. Picks up a kill on Mobutu along the way. Here comes Sunjun back on the objective. Brought down to earth with a quickness by that Vortex. It has the primal. I mean, that was a lot of bolts thrown in. Sunjun still just leaping for safety. As the orbital clears some space here down on Main Street. Much needed pick on a Neptune early in this fight, particularly with that sound barrier so close. We have high ground advantage from Regen. AST is able to pick up one. Sunjun gets the nano boost, drops immediately onto Juice's head. What a well-planned arc. This is gonna be a 3-piece here for Sunjun. Putting that nano into full effect. AST surrounded. Yeah, Emote does have good emotes. Yeah, you would hope with, the name. It's too fitting. Oh, what a drop down there from Mobutu. He's gonna kill Juice through that exchange. Well-read opportunity, an incredible flank to move in and just assassinate Regen right when they entered that tall little vulnerable hallway. Well, there was a tall spot for Mobutu to drop down, but very skinny, vulnerable hallway they got stuck in. Well-timed. Well-timed ambush. Continues to lay and stick after stick as the team tries to come out. The sound barrier used will nullify some of that damage, but Juice still eats a mean volley of headshots. I'm starting to see why Mobutu is on this Freya. And Winter playing the Flex DPS. Both looking outstanding. For Winter, as a matter of fact, recall it out to find that kill onto Neptune. Still holding on to a pulse. Everybody chasing AST away. Less than 2 minutes to go here for Regen. Trying to close out the series. Find a little opening there. Put some shots out. Clever, clever. Doesn't do much in the moment, but, if you double tap onto support right there. Oh, huge nade from Crazy Cat. Oh, my, from way back here. Hits 2 with that, and Sunjun perfectly follows up on it. Crazy Cat with the Tom Brady from across the map. Let's go. Well, I said let's go, not let's stop. That's the exact opposite of what I said. Mobutu with 13k damage. Currently leading your DPS. Sunjun was slightly more, leading the server at the moment. 39-6 so far for Sunjun. We start to see the power of the Korean Winston. So polished, so well practiced. And I must reiterate how impressed I am with Winter's Tracer. And we saw, just the impact Alex had on map 1. Unfortunately, we didn't really get to see the impact on map 2, but Alex would be coming up super clutch for that map 1 win for Regen, but it has been Winter here taking the edge. Oh, I don't think I gave you a Preds for map 3 because we got into this so fast. Because of the weird happenings and everything. I don't think I got you Preds. I'm sorry. Here, you can have 60-second pareds. Why not? Do Amplify get the hold? Do Amplify get the hold? I'll give y'all an option. I'll give y'all some gammas. Why the hell not? This is about a 2-minute pause here.
Keep you up. 60 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I'm watching Sunjun here. Okay, see, there we go. Oh, look at the nano to come out. Why? Hey, stop. Get me back on Overwatch. Thank you. God. Of course we missed the quadruple kill primal rage. Because my cursor wasn't looking at the right thing. Wonderful orbital race. Saved AST's life with 7 seconds to go. Not an ideal use of it, but you know what? I think you kind of had to there. I understand. AST's going to make good on it. Able to find an immediate pick. Building up a relatively fast ult after swapping over to this hazard. And able to find Sunjun with that extra damage. Still, I mean, kills have come through in Amplify's favor. This is not clean for Regen. OT continues to roll. Downpour does not find anything. Wonder where the pulse bomb returning into this fight. The entirety of Amplify is back here, but so is Neptune with the rally. Amogo orbital ray thrown over to the point. The pulse bomb hits the shield. Will not cancel this rally out of Neptune. They're able to back up, keep AST alive through this exchange, but Mobutu picks up Juice. Has a dangerous angle here from this back rooftop. Where the support? Oh, no! The support's trying to hide in the house. A little bit of a disconnect from Alex and AST. And Amplify hold on from a little bit of an unforced error. Nice, Trash Panda. Nice. Actually, speaking of, one of my goals this season is to get partnered. Which means I need a few streams that averaging 75 viewers. So I'm asking for your help with that. Let's keep it up. Let's keep up the support. It would be a huge step in my endeavor to be able to continue to do this full time and to continue to bring you all these matches. I'm actually I feel like we're on the precipice of getting it. So I really appreciate the continued support here. Let's get partnered. Let's do it, team. We can do it. Tell your friends. Get your friends in here. You know, whether you're lurking or chatting, it's all appreciated. Remember, if you're gonna mute in the browser tab, not in Twitch itself. If you mute in the browser tab, you still get your effect, but it still counts as a viewer. So just a little hack there for helping your streamers out. All right, Runasapi pick here out of Regen. This is their first map pick of the day, by the way. Amplify got map pick for map 1 as well. Ah, you beat me to it. Oh, you are quick on the draw, Trash Panda. You are quick on the draw. I was gonna say, I've kind of gotten the habit of doing it, but I'm okay at it. Obviously, I'm not perfect at it. I'm okay at it. But yeah, I mean, you can just sit and enjoy the match if you want. I can do it. I can do it. Bring Band down here from Regen. Oh, and we get a side swap. So Regen aren't going to be perfectly matching their outlines anymore. Womp womp. For Flashpoint too. I mean, for push. For absolutely no reason. For absolutely no reason. Freya ban from Amplify. Interesting. Understandable, but I mean, I feel like Mobutu was so good at that hero. So I'm curious what this means, what the plan is here. All right, let's go look at some stats. Oh, actually, before we do that, do you have any... No swaps, it doesn't look like, as far as roster rise. Sunjun staying in here from map 4. Some stats from map 3. A dominant performance. Sunjun ends up 47-7. Oh, Maddie, I do appreciate that. That is huge. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It really helps. All like those little things make such a difference. Like just talking about it and yeah. That really does make such a huge difference. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Those little things are so important. Those little things are so important. Hey, and if I get partnered, we get 8K bitrate. All right, y'all? If I get partnered, we get better quality streams. I get to up the amount of information I can punch to y'all. I get a better bitrate that I can work with. So we can go from 6K to 8K. Like, that's quite the improvement. That's a 33% improvement. Oh, we are still waiting on a player to get in here. So, no worries here. We are actually in lobby. We're good to go. We were just waiting on a player. Matter of fact, we're loading into Runasapi as we speak. Let's get into map 4. Spam this duck to get partner for Skunky. I love that. Yes. Too fast. Too fast. You were quick on the draw. You were quick on the draw. Hey, we really want to test it here. I can be quicker, and we really want to test it. I am a born and raised Texan. All right, talking about my quick draw skills. You know, you'll bring out the competitive spirit in me here, Trash Panda. Speaking of competitive spirit, let's lock in. Neptune. Wait, Neptune finds first blood. You know, okay, you expect it more from the Tracer. I mean, Neptune just comes in and pick up 2. What a start. And Regen are able to leverage that into an advantage here, courtesy of an extra pick from Juice. And it's going to turn into a fight with Icy Sniper. Woo, we were low. What was that? That had to be, I mean, it was 32 by the time we clicked onto it. It had to be less than that. It looked less than that. Thank you for the follow, Promise. I appreciate it. Spam this ducky to get partner for Skunky. It is a good one. That's a good one. I like it. Thank you. Okay, once again, we did get the Freya banned by Amplify. So Amplify opting, or creating at least, the Sojourn mirror that we are currently seeing. ASC's eye gets mowed down there by Mobutu. Nice little play. I mean, a lot of, look, both DPS from Amplify were kind of stationed and hold up at different spots in that little middle corridor. in the cut through here. I mean, and just really, like, took advantage of every piece of cover. Didn't leave anything left for Regen to work with there through that fight. And are continuing to find kills here, kind of in a late stagger phase of the fight. Bot gaining progress the whole time. That ended up being a very beneficial fight for Amplify. That is some commitment, Maddie. I really appreciate that. Both to the viewing the stream and to playing the game. Neptune has got yet another pick here in this fight already. But Amolga answers back on the other side. Kitsune rush thrown in for both teams. Only Regen have high ground advantage with it. Oh, Juice has already picked up 2. Drops the OC. Limited duel with Amolga. Amolga's going to just skirt on out of there. Oh, still getting hunted. And it's Icy Sniper who locks down the kill. Boom. Alex does have Pulse, kind of dancing around through the store there. That's going to be dueling sound barriers cut in. Yeah, let's go look at this fight on the corner. This looks kind of interesting. Winner tried to Pulse. Alex successfully finds one. Sunjun pops the Primal. Trying to chase down Neptune, but they stay just out of battering range. They're up along the rooftop edge. Winner does finally pick through that exchange, though, with everybody focused on the Winston. Winner was able to sneak in, put one on the board. Amplify still trying to just slowly chew away at this comp, kind of as you do with the Winston Tracer into this. Pushing in and out, taking your little tacks of flesh each time you do. Regen still threatening to try to come get this cap, but they have no ults to push through with. Icy Sniper is significantly ahead in the Kitsune rush, though. It's kind of, I think, what they're trying to build up towards. You can see the push from Sionju, the reason they're getting so aggressive to try to go find that Kiriko, sacrificing the rest of their team, knowing that rush came up, the fight was going to be over anyway. Unfortunately, that high-risk play means that the checkpoint picked up and the fight was won without having to invest anything there from Regen. So they win fight and hold on to Kitsune. Perhaps if Amplify are slightly more patient on that, they get Kitsune rush out. You may still lose the fight, but at least you get the ultimate out. Mabutu with a high ground positioning and an overclock now in play. Kitsune rush now thrown in from Icy Sniper, and Juice is going to go down. The high ground Kitsune rush, high value there from Crazy Cat. I love the positioning on that. Neptune drops in a 3v5 sound barrier here to try to swing this one. Precariously, one of those two, pushing up to the high ground. Honestly, I'm surprised Neptune didn't die with that window push. Regen, please respect my points, says 3D Anero. 3D Anero, excuse me, 3D Anero. Forgive my butchering of that pronunciation originally. Whoa! Honestly, Alex, I mean, that was just instinct kicking in to get out of that one. Sound barrier thrown in here from Amolga. Sunjun's got a lot of cleave damage coming through on that one. Everybody's kind of bunched up in the corner. Obviously, AST, Neptune, Icy Sniper, all on the chopping block call on, die on point call here. As the rest of Regen hurl themselves at the bot. They can walk away at least with a smile on their face. Or at least, you know, watch a respawn timer with a smile on their face. And that Regen has a 93-47 lead. They did get the checkpoint through that endeavor. Crazy Cat with a wicked fast time on this Kitsune rush. So both these rushes were thrown in simultaneously.
This ends now.
Oh, Juice finds Amolga immediately at the start of that fight. Great aerial shot, too. Hits Mabutu. Neptune able to follow up on that. Sunjun puts it into a 3v4 situation. Trying even the odds. Does. With a kill on the Icy Sniper. Maybe too little too late, though. So through all that time, Regen is able to punish, put damage in, give themselves the lead, albeit slightly, in that fight. Alex trying to trap Mobutu in, but the Kitsune Rush actually does Alex in. It's a big bait, and the trap is closed by Crazy Cat. Sealing the fate for Regen in this fight, and putting that extra ult charge to good use here. And with the checkpoint already picked up, we will immediately get progress for Amplify. Final 3 minutes as we're in the real aspect of push now. And it's a 4v5 for Amplify already. Really wanted that overclock into this fight. What's the call? Morgan gets stalk. What a vortex. Amplify did not make the call in time on what to do there in that 4v5. Regen made the decision for them. I don't think Amplify are at full strength yet, as Sunjun is going to go ahead and force an ultimate out of Icy Sniper, and just kind of playing in it. I think it ends up sticking around too long. I mean, it's not Sunjun who gets punished. It's Winter with Juice now with a powerful flank along his backside to pick up a Mulga. Mobutu does have an OC in play. Icy Sniper low, AST dead. But despite a rough start in this fight here for Amplify, might be able to actually do something here. Winter able to push through, kind of surround Juice. The Suzu is late on the save. And Amplify do, in fact, swing a losing fight here with less than 2 minutes to go. Sunjun holding down this window. It'd be a powerful spot for a primal. Hey, you know, Neptune's going to at least force you to use a jump to stay in here. That's me. Only 2 people hit from that sound barrier. Oh, we'll see if that comes back to haunt Amplify here. Crazy Cat does have the ultimate to throw into this, and Mobutu's able to fly Juice. So, looks like despite the sound barrier kind of going a touch awry, Amplify are able to make good on it anyway, but they have to invest the second support ultimate because of it. And I think if a better sound barrier, maybe you're able to hold on to that Kitsune Rush to solidify this lead. This could be a delicate fight here. Oh, that pulse would have been enormous for Amplify, but the supports are able to dodge it out. We're going to get a clean, full fight here out of Regen with 30 seconds to go. Actually, they're just going to steal the bot. Amplify have to back up and regroup. Oh, I say that. Sunjun's in deep. Like, I saw 3 disengaging. I look back, and Sunjun is way in enemy territory. Mobutu hits a couple of fantastic shots, and the Amplify are in a fantastic position. Sunjun narrowly missing throwing AST design off the side during the Annihilation ultimate. Winter somehow fighting Neptune despite the tank peel there. Jet's Juice returning on a Sombra momentarily. OC shot hits the head of AST. Nemesis form used, trying to disengage. Never mind. Kitsune rush up. Amplify does have the lead here. Are afforded a little space to work with. Sunjun is opts to go in deep instead of going away. Things are going to get messy once again right on this bot. Winter trying to play in off of this left-hand side. Moves it in. Finds Icy Sniper low. Has a pulse to work with. Is going to catch Icy Sniper before they're able to crawl away. But Juice is able to find Crazy Cat. Let's cut in some Juice Pop here. What's going on with the Sombra? Sombra finds 2 here. An OT push coming out from Regen. Yeah, I saw Winter hiding up there. Catches the unveiling of Juice. Gonna loop back around. Sound barrier does not hit Alex, but it does catch ASD design around the corner. Mulga and Sunjun playing very deep here, protecting this the far back. Basically, this is going to be one last fight. Determine if we find a map 5 or a new... the series is done. Neptune fights Mobutu early. Not ideal. Mulga's able to hit 3 with the sound barrier, but not Sunjun. Sunjun does chase down Neptune, but is extremely low on health. Somehow survives the stick. In fact, that was a great Suzu from Crazy Cat. It's the only way they've survived that. The bot is getting away from him, though. There goes a Mulga there to make sure they don't give any cheeky C9s to lose this series. Kitsune rush out of Crazy Cat. Should be the end of AST. Cleanup is there. Amplify will force us into a map 5 with a 9-meter win here on Runasapi. AST coming up to play the game. Winning the fight, but not winning the war. We had Mike has died and now 22 sad. The back-to-back on that. I feel like 22 is sad because Mike has died. But I appreciate the follows. Thank you so much, friends. Circuit pick from Regen. Interesting. Interesting. I'll let you handle Prince, Trash Panda. I'm worried if we both try to hit it simultaneously, if we're gonna break something. I had the Prince break on me for EMEA. Like they just like I don't know. It kind of got stuck and wouldn't let me close them out or something. I don't know. I don't even think you were there for that. Like I managed to break them all on my own. But I know it's possible, so I don't want to give it the chance. I'll let you handle it. Okay. An interesting question from Amplify. Do you leave Sunjun in? Who, I mean, seems to be kind of your Winston specialist, is what I'm gathering here. Or do you try to go back into the brawl? Gap definitely struggled in the Ramatra matchup. In fact, Gap struggled a little bit, I'd say, against AST design in general. The Malga was the best look out of Amplify with Gap in playing more of that brawl style. This ban might determine... I mean, just who comes in. We'll see. Do we get the Winton ban? I think a Winton ban from Regen would be really, I mean, like, kind of make the decision for them. Since AST has had the advantage in the brawl. $13 seconds to decide. We'll get some stats. I don't want to click away. I don't want to miss it. I don't want to miss it. Orisa. Okay. It has sort of been that way, Maddie. I mean, more often than not lately. I will say, more often than not. Oops. Orisa. There we go. All right. While they're finalizing lineups, we can take a look at some stats from map 4. Winter 36-3 on the Tracer. Highest elims, fewest deaths. Most damage goes to AST though. 15k damage. They're in the Ramatra. Yeah, I mean, the Winston just too hard to play on circuit. We are going to have Gap coming in. With the Orisa banned out, imagine we're going to see AST go into the Ramatra. Has been extremely popular and effective on circuit as of late. I mean, definitely has been the meta here on this map. The ban from Amplify is a May. Let's get into map 5. That's not May. Let's go, Joker. You also had a map 5 banger. That's what I like to hear. We do get the Sigmatic app.
Initialized. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the pain.
We are getting there the much as anticipated here out of AST, but Neptune with an Ana. This is a little bit of an interesting wrinkle. The Ana Juno. Able to buy a bit of space. Amplify wants to maintain their distance from this comp pretty much at all costs. If this gets kind of into a nitty-gritty fight that's, you know, in 10 meters up close and personal, I mean, and that's Alex getting in or AST getting in like we're seeing here, the big run in. But Gap able to find the former. So taking some of the teeth out of this, and AST has to back away with their nemesis. I just noticed. Well, and you don't have the cute flippy weapon? I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. I wanted to see you flipping the cute little gerbil or guinea pig or whatever that is around. It's not a guinea. I don't know what it is. It looks like a teddy bear meets a hamster. Oh, great rock onto AST. I think you just saved Winter's life with that. Which, by the way, also another interesting wrinkle. We're kind of getting... I think this could be such a strong look. The more I'm looking at this compound of Amplify, the more I'm believing. The more I'm seeing the vision. The more I'm seeing Mobutu. Click everybody. That direct was perfect. Gap stole the kill. Tapping into peak right now. Yeah, you got here at a good time. AST and Juice will farm the world? I don't know. Winter Mobutu might have something to say about that. As we just... I mean, we're talking about this, you know, Soj Freya comp. Oh, but what a vortex! What a dash through! Oh my god, Alex gets 4! What a play! You've got to be kidding me! In the blink of an eye, they all disappear. So fast! That's all I was talking about. If they're able to close that gap, and they close the gap, and immediately everybody died. That was one of the fastest team fight wins I've ever seen in 6 years of casting this game. Entropy, thank you for the follow. As I was kind of starting to say, Winter in one of her best heroes here. Oh, the rock from behind. No, you did Alex dirty with that one, Cap. The accretion was excellent. Oh, we got a Valk. Why not? We'll look at Amolga's Flying Mercy here for a moment. Why not? Okay, that's all you get. That's all the screen time you get for Mercy. And moving up the chicane can be... This is where it's so difficult to close this gap. Mobutu's going to actually drop down with this bolo shot. AST has managed to round the corner. It is right in the face of Gap Sigma. But Mobutu finds Icy Sniper down low. So, not going to have a whole lot of sustain through this. Alex trying to make it another swift fight. Not happening this time. Winter will shut it down. AST at 1 health, but does have the Nemesis and the Lucio to get out of there in a hurry. Mobutu and Winter are going to give chase here. AST low. There's the rail shot. There's the kill. Icy Sniper in deep shit. We're going to get a big hole here out of Amplify. We have had Crazy Cat go into the Baptiste. You know, I saw in chat, no lamp, you know, no lamp, no beat. Well, we do get Crazy Cat making that change. Juice with a perfect bolo shot. Just works that one. Morgan will get the res here with the Valk in play. Juice is still hanging out on this stairwell, and Alex has swapped over into their own Soldier and try to match this double pseudo sniper lock coming off of that Genji. Winter with an overclock. I mean, in a losing fight, and Gap drops down and try to pursue this. It works out. Winter's gonna find Icy Sniper moving up the stairwell. Here comes a slide out from Alex, just to not get staggered out too much. And Winter with the aura swinging yet another losing fight here for Amplify. Less than 75 seconds to go. Your Gap does have a nasty Sigma. Neptune dying 80% to beat with less than a minute to go. Not ideal here for Regen. Oh, beautiful double tap onto Alex. Rule number 2, double tap. I feel like all the rules of Zombieland actually apply to Freya. Number 1, cardio. Gotta stay moving. Gotta stay moving. See, Mabutu already made the climb all the way to the top of the hill. We're gonna go Gravitic Flux thrown in from Gap. And they find their way into the air with, you know, out the use of running. I don't think Sigma does a lot of running in general. 20 seconds remaining as the Flux does enough to take AST down. Winner is going to come in and try to hunt down Juice, but put their back to the entirety of the team from the other side. Icy Sniper throws in a Concerning Rush, seeing an opportunity to try to capitalize on that mistake, and they will. Winner ends up getting stuck down there, cannot escape. And Amplify's ambition ends up getting the better of him a little bit there as we get into OT. Neptune is the one hanging on cart, but has a sound barrier into this fight. Only thing you really got to be worried about, at least initially, is going to be the bolo shot. But Crazy Cat's Amp Matrix could do a lot of hurt if Amplify can get out and poise themselves for a retake. Mabutu starts with the bolo shot. Doesn't look like it landed. Neptune's going to go ahead and throw the sound barrier in, but the cart's still too far away. There's time for Amplify to let that fade and emerge here for a proper fight. Amolga pops the Valk. We're going to get the Amp Matrix into this as well. AST tries to run in, and everybody runs off the point! Now that's a Charlie Niner.
Switching sides. Initiating match.
That hurts. That hurts. Wait, Amolga got a kill? Wait, when did Amolga pull off the blaster? How did I miss Amolga putting 40 damage into this on a Mercy?
Ready for battle.
That's a backbreaker. That's a backbreaker. Regen's got to put that behind him.
I still feel that final blow from yesterday's train.
Oh, come on. It didn't hit you that hard.
Okay, interesting little ambush setup. And just got to keep eyes forward. Can't let it get to you. We're going to keep eyes forward. Alex playing on that high ground has been found out. Of course, Genji taking a little bit of a nerf in the amount of ammo, but increased projectile speed here at this patch on Tuesday. I think it's kind of a net neutral for Genji, as a matter of fact. Obviously, it's not preventing them from being played, or from being effective, for that matter. Oh, yeah, Alex has sniffed out Crazy Cat's auto there on the outside, but puts themselves in a very vulnerable spot. That is such a difficult place to sit as an attacker. Such a high-risk place to sit as the attackers. When you get to sleep onto AST, then Gap now trying to move in. You know, I was talking about Amplify do not want to play up close and personal. They're opting to take this fight in this small room. It does not, in fact, work out all that well. I'm still mad about that C9. I see y'all reacting to it. I'm still mad about that C9. Like, some of them are kind of like, yeah, whatever. That one pissed me off. I know it. I mean, I know Regen ain't happy about it. Hey, they got to make the hole here. At least see as much clock time as they can. They've already taken 90 seconds off of that bad boy. Mabutu taking some early damage, but now moves back to the skies to try to finish up towards the rest of this bolo shot. Juice already has theirs ready to go. In fact, he's going to let it go. He's going to unleash it. Did not see where it hit. I think caught the shield of Gap, if I saw that correctly. Gap, by the way, did swap to a Ramatra after that failed fight inside the small room on the Sigma. Has already built up 73% towards an annihilation after that fight. Mogo's going to throw the orbital ray right on the corner, but Icy Sniper has theirs to match, and this is just a messy, messy fight. Amplify do a good job of kind of playing inside their own orbital, and Winter makes the wise investment of the Dragon Blade. Alex never get a chance to do that, despite dying late in the fight. I don't know if Alex, I didn't quite see if Alex just got it up late, or didn't quite see what happened with that, but still, I mean, doesn't get the blade in. Ends up being a pivotal turn. Pivotal investment. Now, maybe it's a calculated play to use the ult here for the retake. Let's check on that Alex Blade after the bullet shot thrown in, kind of pulling everybody together. Gap just pops the annihilation. Everybody else, the Squishy is able to back up safely. Both of the DPS ults fade. Gap now is their own annihilation running. Both Lumachas just kind of back up and let him go. Bit of a neutral here, caught in the corner. Neptune's going to eat a bolt. There comes the bolus shot, but it doesn't land. Juice finds Winter on that front line. Gap taking a lot of damage here. Has to throw a Vortex down, disengage. 24 seconds to go. Gap gets mowed down. Late picks will make this even more difficult. No, yeah, no, they just changed names. It's the same squad. They just got picked up by an orc. All right, Amplify with a desperate tipped hero. Gap does get the roll through. Will initiate the OT. No ults to work with. Winter swaps over to a Sojourn. I think is the best hope of making this happen. Needs a big play, and they need it now. With Gap dead, barely getting a touch in. Mobutu, who I already know who got the touch, to be honest. Okay, it had to be, yeah, Mobutu dashed in and recalled out. Winter does find the pick! Winter finds Juice. Is there anybody left, though? Mobutu down. It's up to Amolga to come touch the point. With the orbital up, that's just not going to happen. Regen stopped the reverse sweep and clutched this one out in map 5 despite a disastrous C9 on their attack.
Play of the game.
Some stats from map 5. Amplify's woes continue with just narrowly missing out on another dub here. God, was their first one in map 5 lost too? Oh, it was a 3-1. Okay. So Amplify still struggling to find that first win here in Season 5. What stands out stat-wise? Man, I mean, it's very, very close. Gap 17-5, Winter 28-5. Like, for all intents and purposes, honestly, I think you look at the stat card and you think Amplify win this, yes? All intents and purposes, this stat card just spells an Amplify victory to me. That is not the case. That is not the case. Juice does have most damage of the DPS. I think Juice would be your player of the match as well. Either Juice or AST. It's tough. It's tough. I mean, everybody kind of had... I mean, Ryan had some insane moments. This was really a good all-around. Like, I mean, Neptune had I thought Neptune had a great Runasapi, even though that one didn't go in Regen's favor. I thought Neptune played outstanding. I mean, I thought everybody played outstanding today. IC Sniper as well. So it's hard to decide. I think I'm going to go ahead and give it to Juice at the end of the data. Interesting looks at Amplify, still clearly trying to work out some small details. I think Amplify is going to be a top contender here. I still have faith with where this team will end up. Clearly still working through some details. We saw a little bit of swapping of Amolga and Crazy Cat on who was playing main support, who's playing flex support, kind of, in Hollywood in there. And then, Gap obviously playing on some new heroes that we hadn't seen before, at least haven't seen in a while. So it's hello, Ribby. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate everybody being here. So yeah, I have faith that Amplify will be a strong team, but man, Regen looking good. And again, there's no shame in this loss. Regen were once, not worried, says Ripple. Agreed. That's exactly what I'm saying right here, right now. And Regen are one of those teams that, once again, as I talked about at the top of the stream, that has been highly touted coming into this season as a team to keep an eye on, as kind of a dark horse team that can absolutely make big waves here in Master Division. So, a 3-2 loss to this squad, definitely no shame in that. Yeah, I think both of these teams have a bright season ahead of them, to be perfectly honest. What a match. What an incredibly great match. A little bit of everything on that one, didn't we? We had a little bit of everything.